They're like, you know what? Just take this big dart and put a lot of fuel in it and just throw that. All right, welcome back to the Washed Athlete Podcast. This is episode number 39, and technically speaking, this is actually a little bit after our 1 year anniversary of the inception of this podcast.
It grows up so fast.
It really, really does, because we actually made this podcast on Raj's 20th birthday last year. So yeah, it's been like a full year since then, and we would like to apologize. We haven't posted a lot recently. We just finished up finals and everything, so it's been very stressful trying to get all that together.
We love finals.
Don't do that. We're gonna get demonetized. Okay.
It's like it was like the finals week and Thanksgiving break just piggybacked off each other.
It all rolled kind of like into one. So it's been a lot, but you know, we're alive.
We're
so
back and better than ever.
That's what we can count on.
No plans on stopping soon, so gonna keep it rolling.
Exactly, we're gonna keep it rolling. And yeah, so how was everybody's finals?
Fun.
Finals were really weird this year. I think with the MCAT studying that I was doing, like I just started hitting a wall after like studying for my anatomy exam, where I was just like, this is like way too, like I just started like being like, I don't even care.
Yeah, you
and
just
like
shut down.
Yeah, like I was very much losing the motivation to study. I had to take like a full 2 days today just to like get myself back in a mindset to study for this MCAT exam, because like it was just, and all mine were concentrated between like Thursday of, we're recording this on Thursday, so Thursday of last week, and then it's like a 4-day gauntlet of just like consistently studying. And I took a full-length MCAT in the middle of that.
What is wrong with you?
It was on my schedule. I didn't want to change my schedule.
That's what I said. Why?
I didn't want to change my schedule.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
So it was just like all this studying, and once I was done, I was just like,
yeah, just your brain is just mush.
I came back after the physiology final, and I just like sat in my room and played Bloons Tower Defense for like
so simple
for 2 hours.
Because like I need monkey to throw dart.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to keep sane, and I stopped my MCAT studying a week before both exams so I can, not lose my mind.
Well, I stopped studying for it. I just took an exam in the middle. Like I didn't study.
I did not do it in that and take an entire full length in the middle of that, but
it went well though. So
that's good. Glad to hear
that feeling you felt about not caring about classes and what you get on the exams. That's what I felt after our first exams for all our classes.
Just fight your way through it.
But you out yourself every podcast for not caring about anything.
Like
all
I said,
the time.
As soon as after that 1 month stretch here where we had all our exams, notice how I stopped coming to class.
But hey, it worked out.
It did.
You did well. So
he's gonna show up next semester, guys.
Exactly.
Next semester we'll do the same thing again.
Next semester, as long as you know what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
If it ain't broke. Yeah, I was actually taking yesterday. I was taking my stats final because it was like a take home.
You just like jumped back like 2 feet.
No, yeah, because in the middle of it, Raj starts banging on my door and just like asked me a question. I'm like, what? And he's like, never mind. And then just like walks away. And then of course I have to like text him like a group chat later. I'm like, yeah, Raj banging on my door in the middle of a final was the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And Raj's like, dude, I didn't know you were taking a final. Like I've said I've had a final on Wednesday for so long. Like,
what was the question?
I don't even remember. It was something like very stupid. Like it wasn't.
What are we doing for dinner?
Like it just something like that. Like it didn't even matter. And I was just like, what are you like? I was so focused on like the question that I was like answering. But I was like, I had to sit back. I was like, why would he even like be asking this right now? And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just go back to doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So that was my final.
Just part of Raj not listening, not reading. Just part of the whole.
It's part of the.
You probably texted him like, "Hey, I got a final," and Raj probably didn't read the text.
Yeah.
Probably sleeping.
Yeah.
No, because I think someone said in the group chat, "No, he's in a final right now," and you went and banged on the door anyway.
You rat.
But anyway, yeah, so finals are finally wrapped up. And yes, now we're kind of rolling into like Christmas, winter break type thing. So what is it, 3 weeks?
Yes.
3.5, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Don't worry, for us, we got to be right back to UPMC in 2.
Oh, yeah. I got to be back. Yeah, because I still have work this next week. And then what is it, like a week or two or something?
Oh, you're fine then. You can take those 2. I can't, because I'm off this entire week. So I can take this week, next week. Then I have to come back on the 3rd.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If you're working next week, then you're fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Glad we had this conversation.
No, I'm glad, yeah, because now I know that I don't actually have to go back to work for a little bit, so I'm good.
It's weird, like, now that we're, like, in our junior year a little bit, like, the break suddenly becomes shorter and just less relevant. I remember
This is just a Pitt thing though, because other schools are starting a week after we do.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
ending
no,
at
we
the
have a
same
short
time.
winter break, but honestly, I don't mind it. 3 weeks is enough to just
Really do,
recharge.
like a hard reset.
Well, not this semester, but
no,
but
it's
in
like
typical
you do.
semesters, yeah, it's enough to take a reset and then come back. I like being at Pitt, so I don't really.
I like her because we get out May 1st.
Yeah.
That's the last day of finals. Kids get out the week before.
Yeah, my sister doesn't even get off of her college until December 22nd or something.
Yeah, no,
a few days.
Rutgers I know is still on until then.
Yeah, which is so late, and I know other schools get full weeks for fall break, and they get whatnot, and I'm just
some schools get an entire week just to study for their finals.
Yeah, so it's they stop classes a week before finals.
Oh,
So
no.
then it's gone.
it's just a waste of time.
Don't you worry, their classes end the same time we do. Then they get a week to study. Then they get their finals.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They
Saturday
end,
and everything.
and then it's
Yeah, I'd be doing so good on finals if I have a whole week to study.
Oh yeah.
We'll be learning new content on Friday. I have to come around and take a final
yeah,
one
and
one
it's
day.
literally the final the next day. It's
Yeah.
good.
We learned the last thing we needed to on that Thursday.
Yeah,
And then we had to take a final on Tuesday.
despite having a whole entire anatomy final to study for
Exactly.
on the Monday.
Because why would anything make sense?
Yeah.
Why would they ever give you time to actually prepare for this?
Yes.
Exactly.
Why would they properly prepare you to take an examination on the entire semester?
Oh god, here we go with the education system. Here we go again.
Make sure you go check out episode 38
Yes.
of the podcast for our thoughts on changing the education system.
Yes, that was a lovely time.
Mm. I think I said on that podcast, education always comes up on our podcast. It's partly because we're in college, but also
Oh gee, I wonder why.
just because I like talking about it.
We'll just make the Curtis Institute. We'll be fine. Yeah. We'll be
The
all
Justin
good.
Institute.
The Justin Institute.
Golly. We've talked about this on 4 straight podcast episodes. Anyway, though, yeah, so last podcast we talked about finals a lot. So if you're interested in hearing about our thoughts on finals as a whole, education and whatnot, you can go listen to that. And then we have a lot of plans for the future for this podcast, some things in the works. So hopefully next semester we'll start.
We got some things in the pipeline.
Yeah,
a lot of us are a lot less busy. Hopefully, all things go well.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Because our 2 guys that are on IR right now, we're supposed to be elevated today, but
Yes.
they both had game time decisions, but we're not cleared to play.
So hopefully we'll have some more people back, some bigger plans, and some better content coming out in the next semester. So we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, if you see us wearing the same clothes in a lot of episodes, it's because we're pre-recording episodes for the holidays.
Yes, we are.
So we don't have to do the virtual recording while we're back home.
I
We
just
can
forgot
just...
to do laundry now.
Nasty.
I did
Gross.
laundry, just never folded it.
But because it's the 1 year anniversary of the podcast, that means it was also Raj's birthday this past couple of
Yay.
days.
Candy cane.
No,
I can hold it.
you cannot hold the candy cane.
Why not?
Raj got a present from some of his other friends who are also 21, and it's It's
It's a candy cane with Fireball inside of
with
it.
Fireball.
I
The
can-
whiskey. Yeah,
I can
so.
say this now. It's okay.
You can say this. No, I'm not passing you the candy cane. You can never be too
You're
safe
not
on this.
catching me.
Fine.
Not catching me lacking.
Can I get up and get it myself?
No, that's bad for content.
Fine.
But yes. So how was it going to the bars for the first time?
It was a very fun experience, going up to a bartender and ordering a drink. It was something new.
Yeah.
Just learning the ropes of everything, kind of
Yeah.
learning how to do everything.
because how does it work? Do you just
So basically, so we went to the bar called Boots, and you basically just go up to the bar and you just sit and wait there until they get your attention, because the first rule of a bar is not to heckle the bartender to get you your
yes?
drink.
I'm
I do
sure.
know.
That sounds like it'll go over really well.
Yeah. I do know you tip early and often, and
Yes.
then they will just give you. That's from
Exactly.
I do know that. I have heard that.
What if you're broke?
Well, then you're.
You shouldn't be at a
Then you
bar.
shouldn't be going to the bar.
Yeah, why are you wasting your money then?
How do you afford the $8 drinks?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so then once they get your attention, they ask you, "What do you want?" And you just order what
did
you
you
want.
order?
I think I ordered a Coors Light. I
You just didn't really know what
Yeah,
else.
I didn't really know any cocktails or
Yeah,
anything. Just had to
exactly.
get
Do you want
something
menu?
simple. But I'll do some research.
Is that the Szechuan Express
stuff.
menu? Or just have pictures.
Ask them to make some complicated drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get an old fashioned. I'll hold the bitters.
I sent Raj this Instagram reel the other day.
Oh no, that was nasty. No, it was Everclear and hot sauce. And
Ew!
And then it was energy drink, and then there was some other stuff in it. And it was a whole stack. And this guy looked like he went through hell and back
Yeah.
after drinking it. And I was like,
he's probably just dripping out of everything.
It
It was a Jaeger bomb with Everclear, Red Bull, and hot sauce.
oh, I forgot to tell the Red Bull. Yeah,
Good God.
it was quite the sight.
Oh.
think it was like one day after Raj's birthday. I was, hey, Raj.
Here, Raj is just letting you stuff.
I said I did not want to see this right now.
Oh my god!
But how does it feel to be 21? I mean, I feel like this is the day that like all like all your uncles or all like your friends' older parents are like, oh, just wait until you're 21, and then it's like finally here.
Do you feel any different?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're just like
Granted, I was studying for finals on my birthday,
Yeah, so it
like,
doesn't
we
really
did celebrate the night before, which was fine by me. But like, the only thing that feels different now is all my relatives wishing me happy birthday and asking me, "What'd you drink?" And I'm like, "Please,"
like, please stop.
Like, please, this is still weird. That's the only thing that feels
It's
weird.
Yeah.
Is that it's illegal now, but it's still weird for your family to be like, "Oh, what'd you drink?" I'm like,
like yeah, it's just like all weird.
Because the only other time where I drank in front of them like a lot was Jamaica.
Oh
yeah,
because
like
age was
other times Thanksgiving they might hand you a sip.
It's just weird, like like you, and it's part of like the weird thing with like having like age deadlines. Like people grow up at like like mature at different rates and whatnot. Like 1 minute you're not legal to like go to a bar. And then the other minute you are, so it's like such a dramatic switch from being able to do something. Like even when you get a car, like you go through you have to drive with your parents, and then like you're on permit. And then when you turn 17 in New Jersey, like you have restrictions about when you're supposed to. No one follows them, but you're supposed to follow the restrictions. And then like when you're 18, you just get everything revoked. So it's like even an easing into driving a little bit, where like you start with the parent in the car, but like. For alcohol, you're not allowed to drink it one day, and then the next day you just are allowed to drink it. So it's such a dramatic switch to come over from.
To the deep end.
They were like, figured out.
Like no regulations, no you have to be like you got to get your hand marked. You can only have 2. It's just like
certain spots. Like go crazy.
Yeah, you can die of alcohol poisoning, or the other day it's like illegal.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the part that is never really made sense to me. Is the whole like. You can get drafted at 18, but you can't drink. It's like you are legally allowed to serve this country and die fighting for it, but you can't have a beer to then like dull your PTSD that you get afterwards. It's like that doesn't really make.
But don't
sense.
You worry. Now my logical fallacy is I can't rent a car.
Oh yeah, now you can't rent a car, but you can drink.
The car thing really sends me for a loop. I cannot stand
the
renting the car.
So you can drive a car, but you can't rent a car.
It's because I feel like it's because at 25, it might be because you have your own private car insurance now, and you're not living off your. But like, I don't know any other possible.
The problem is it's 7 years after you can start driving. If you count 18 as a driving age, but usually it's more like 8 or 9 years. So it's like I've been driving. Like you drive for 8. If you do anything for 8 years, you're going to be pretty damn good at it.
Yeah. And
like. So like you'd think you'd be pretty competent at driving at that point, and they're just like, no insurance, and they're like, you're not old enough to like have the responsibility of someone else's car or like a rent a car. I'm like, so I have the responsibility to walk into a bar and like just unregulated like control myself.
Puke.
Yeah,
I think it's an insurance thing, honestly, and it's not going to change because it's insurance. Nothing changes about it.
Give me money.
It won't change. Oh, speaking of education, I didn't put this
my God, we're back to education.
I didn't put this on the pod rundown. There's a really cool bill. I mean, I don't know what side political people leaning on. That's not a political thing. I think it's pretty cool. The lawmakers are trying to push through a bill after the new House comes in that would raise teachers' pay to a minimum of $60,000 a year across like the entire country if states opt in. Yeah. So like the federal
really nice.
The federal government would release like grants to states that would opt in to teach a minimum pay.
But don't you worry, there's a bipartisan bill being passed. The first time Congress ever worked together, basically, is to ban TikTok because they're scared China's stealing our data.
They are. They already have.
Texas banned TikTok this past week or so.
Yeah, but because it literally is like a national security risk at this point, but. You know, we'll see how this world goes.
I'm a little glad they finally decided to work together on something.
I saw a clip of Joe Rogan reading the terms of service of TikTok, and it's just like they have access to everything. It's like your IP address, your location, your keystrokes, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like at this point, they have all of our data. It's not going to get into.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. You want to know the other bipartisan thing they did recently?
What was it?
They voted against railroad workers to like actually give them like rights. They just were like, no. All of there was like 7 people that voted yes to like let them have like 7 days off a year.
Wow.
It was like something ridiculous like that. So then so they like went on strike.
I love how this is on the back of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, which like you can't make new infrastructure if you don't have the workers.
Yep. But then they're like, nope, to hell with the workers. We don't want them. Exactly. They just want machines. So there we go.
Congress.
Politics. Gotta love it. Right?
Yeah. But hopefully that bill gets passed. But they're waiting until the next Congress comes through. So I have predictions on that, but we'll save that for.
Well, because the issue is with all of that is that it's like they're going to attach some other stupid crap to the back of it, and it's going to be like, this person didn't vote to raise the teacher pay. It's like, yeah, but it also said that like we lowers the minimum wage everywhere in the country. Like, why did I vote for this?
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that where they like throw in wording. It's like, oh man, like I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place
just
here.
like add another bill to it. It's like, this is not what I voted for.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't worry, it's a subsection of a subsection of a subheader
Yeah.
where it's gonna say we want this in 2 font.
Yeah, it's like in size 2 font. It's like, yeah, jaywalking is now a felony. It's like, why? Like,
Why?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Raj, do you have any other comments on your 21st birthday?
How do you feel being an old man?
My
You're the-
arthritis is acting up, honestly.
The other day, we were standing
Oh my-
together, and I kid you not, both of our left knees started hurting, and we're like, oh, I wonder if it's going to rain soon. We check, it's going to rain. And we're like, wait a minute. Our joints are already acting up.
I feel like we talked about last podcast about Raj doing some like old person stuff.
I don't remember
Wasn't
what
it old?
I don't know what you were doing that was old, but it was both of us at the same time said our knee pain was acting up. And then it was...
You want to go down the list? Struggling to read, struggling to comprehend stuff. Inept to social cues at times.
All the time.
Doesn't know where the line is.
Doesn't know where,
What do you mean doesn't know where the line
like
is?
he crosses the line in conversation.
Oh. I thought you meant like actually a physical line.
No.
I was like,
Yeah, I don't know where the median is when I drive. Maybe I do know where
Please
the median
don't
is.
say that. For
anyway.
anybody listening, this is a completely comedic podcast. Please don't listen to
If
anything
you couldn't
we
tell,
say.
I'm a very good driver.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would go.
I would not
Road
go that
trip
far.
Podcast where obviously I won't be in the frame. You guys can record in the back. It's okay.
Oh my
Obviously.
God. Yeah, don't worry. It's on cruise control.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine. We'll just rent a Tesla.
Raj, stop! Anyway.
That's a sunrise!
Anyway, on the back of Raj turning 21, we are also officially done, besides Peter has final tomorrow. He'll be done when you're watching this.
Yes.
2.5 years done college. So that's pretty much
Wow.
halfway.
Well, 2.5 years done undergrad, still
Yeah.
very far away in our education
We're
career.
a quarter of the way done.
Yeah,
Yeah, but thoughts. I mean,
we're
that's,
putting it down.
yeah. It's weird to think. Like,
It is.
we entered, like, I don't know, it feels very short ago. I can't even remember something like that. It just, like, all
It
blends
has blurred
together.
Yeah,
It just all
it
blurred
really
together,
has.
and I'm like, in half of a year, like one more semester, I'm gonna feel like I'm almost done because I'm gonna be done my junior year, going into senior year, which hopefully should be on the easier side. So like, just it feels very strange to be like done this much college.
It is very weird. Like, I don't know. Like, this year feels just different. I mean, I guess it's because I'm studying for the MCAT. But, like, school just felt easier than compared to last year. But then it's like all the extra. It's like there's a trade off
Stuff adding on to it.
because it's
so
like
still,
your class load and stuff gets easier. It depends on whatever you're taking.
Exactly.
But like, then I throw on work.
Mhm.
Working as an MA, then you throw on studying for the MCAT, then you throw on having more responsibilities as a TA, and now you're like,
Well, you guys are living in a house by yourselves
Yeah.
this year, so you take more work on
I
that.
just forgot about that. So yeah, it's like, I guess that's what aging is: more and more responsibilities.
yeah, it's more responsibility till the day you die. Right?
Yep. I think that's the part I wasn't ready for college was that I was like, when I came here, especially I didn't know much about the pre-med process, I was like, oh, I'm just going to like study for 4 years and get good grades and my classes will get progressively harder and that'll be how it is. And then,
Why are you getting food in the middle of this?
Continue.
you bring the quality of this podcast down tenfold every single episode.
That's all good.
But I was expecting like I would just like study the whole time. I didn't realize that like actually like the studying became less important as I came along.
Could
Like,
you open that any slower? Oh my god!
for our audio listeners, Raj decided to get up mid-pod and go get food.
Get like a little single pack of mochi boba thing that he's gonna eat like 30 of. And the quality is just gonna be awful.
And everyone's going to watch him chewing on the podcast. At least it's front and center.
ASMR.
No, please. But I just didn't expect that college would be so much like other stuff. And now it's like way more of the other stuff than it is actually
Just
studying. Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of studying, scientists doing
So-
things for once.
We can jump to that. So
Yes.
very recently, it happened.
Ooh.
Like,
This is gonna be a blind react. I've never seen the video.
what video?
No, he's not pulling up.
I'm not pulling up the
He's pulling
video.
up like an article.
Did you read the rundown?
bro?
I thought it was a video of an experiment.
Just
No.
look it up. You have a laptop in front of you, bro.
So
Put the soundboard away.
anyway, sorry, we're just going to keep roasting Raj. Anyway, laboratory in California was the first laboratory to ever complete a fusion reaction. Fusion, yeah. A fusion reaction, which is pretty much what happens on the sun. And it's between deuterium and tritium, which are two forms of hydrogen. That part's not important, but it is the first time ever that a fusion reaction has been able to give off more energy than they put into it. So it's like pretty much like, because the sun is a pretty much unlimited source of energy. The sun has been like reacting
It has and will react for billions of years.
Like everyone's like, the sun's dying. It's not gonna like die out anytime soon.
It's like not even halfway through its life.
Yeah, and that's like that's one star.
Yeah.
And I mean it's a massive star, but like one star. So this is essentially like if you can mimic what the sun is, you can mimic almost unlimited energy, and it doesn't really have any downfalls in terms of fallout. Like it can't happen like what happened at Fukushima, and stuff like that. So for the first time, they were able to do this in a laboratory in California. And when this comes across your headline, you might be like, "Oh, cool! Scientists doing experiments. They always do experiments." But like, this is a really big deal.
This is because the difference between fission and fusion. So fission is where you're breaking apart different atoms, and then they essentially cause like a chain reaction of the electrons like bouncing between. I think it's the neurons actually, neutrons.
Yeah, I was like, not your neurons.
I'm saying a lot of science things, but yeah, it's the neutrons breaking into different atoms that cause like a chain reaction, whatever. And then that's where you can actually have like the nuclear fallout and everything. It has radioactive elements that the radioactive waste is not good. It's very dangerous, but of course, even now. Nuclear energy does have a bad stigma around it just because of things like Chernobyl and Fukushima, even though those are and actually 3 Mile Island.
Yep.
But those are all incredibly rare things to happen. There are a lot of nuclear reactors in the United States, actually, and around the world that are producing very clean energy. Like that's the whole thing. But the big thing with fusion is that there's the byproduct of it is elements.
Yeah,
like that's all it makes. It's like the process of making.
It's simply just hydrogens. That's what's reacting different forms of hydrogen, and you just have these neutrons that are expelled as waste. But like neutrons are just one atomic mass unit of weight, no charge or anything. So they're just essentially weight.
Yes, there's really nothing else to it. And of course, there's two trains of thoughts. Like one, that yes, this is an amazing thing, but
here we go.
There's no way oil companies are letting this happen.
No.
One. And two, it was like a very, I don't know if it's like the most efficient way to perform fusion, but this was more of just a test of like, can we do it?
Yeah.
Because I think it was like a really expensive like laser that they shot into like.
Yeah, so they shot 192 lasers heated a tiny BB-sized object to temperatures hotter than the sun's center.
Yeah.
And for a fraction of a second, a tiny star was formed.
Exactly. So it's like, it's like that whole process is like very, very, like, it's not the most efficient thing in the world,
for
like,
sure.
Whatever. Like, but it was just like, theoretically, yes, we can produce a fusion reaction. And like, there are other types of energy that we are looking into that are like zero carbon emissions and stuff like that are not just solar and wind, because those aren't exactly the most reliable. But it is good to know, like, hey, like we can do this.
Yeah. And this article states, it's from CNN, it says, quote, "Fusion isn't tomorrow's green energy, but it is the future."
Yes.
The amount of energy that fusion can deliver simply dwarfs alternatives. It releases millions of times as much energy as other forms, and fusion is more powerful than fission. That's why hydrogen bombs are more destructive than atomic ones.
Yes.
And to see how much energy is in that is absolutely wild. And especially when you consider, like, right now, a bunch of like green movements to clean up the planet. And there's been a lot of pushback on that because it might not be as efficient energy wise. It's like, this is the answer if you want to like become a very like environmentally safe world.
Like
that
fusion is the only way.
Yeah.
Like that is just the way to do it.
And I don't know the reality of like what the dangers pose. Like, I'm not a nuclear scientist or anything like that.
Not a nuclear physicist or anything. So.
But based on what we read, this is exciting. And this is like the first time, and I didn't think about this a lot when I was younger. This is the first time that I've thought this could be something that like I read about in 2022, where 30 years, 40 years later, I'm going to be like, I remember talking about that, or I remember reading that article, and now our world is like run on it.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things that like maybe like towards the like end of our lifetime, like beginning of like our children's, are like not even, I guess that'd be like grandkids, but the beginning of theirs, it's like that's where you can see like kind of like a shift. And I mean, I'm really hoping that they just are able to push for this, and that oil companies don't lobby politicians and come out with some ridiculous conspiracies that this is like some horrible thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, you're just putting a nuclear bomb in, like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're literally not. Like, and that's always my favorite thing is there's always the critiques on like current nuclear reactors where it's like, oh, well, they're all just going to end up like Chernobyl. They're all going to end up like this. It's like, okay, Fukushima was a tsunami that hit it. There's nothing you can do to stop that.
Yeah.
Chernobyl, it wasn't actually the reactor itself. It was the people running the reactor that made the mistake. Now that we have, there's these things called computers
Yep.
that can do that stuff for us. There's essentially no way for a lot of this stuff to like actually happen. It's like, oh, well, there's like nuclear waste. It's like, yeah, but we're also dumping like how many hundreds of like metric tons of carbon dioxide
into the air. Yeah.
It's like, okay, and then if you store it properly, it's like you just put it in cement.
Yep.
And then it physically can't radiate out.
Yep.
Like, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
It's so much more energy efficient than anything we have.
And I was talking about, like, we talk about, like, public transit a lot on the podcast. I talk a lot about public transit in general. But, like, this is something where you could imagine, like, if they stabilize technology, we're talking way in advance, but, like, small scale, like, this just straight up powers a car. Straight up powers, now this is, like, very far in advance. I'm sure the technology was a massive, like, unit.
Yeah.
Kind of how, like, computers started off really big and condensed down. But, like, you're talking about these kind of reactions taking place in very small areas that can just power a lot. So it's very exciting, and I feel like hopefully people jump on this as like now's the time to push forward hard on this.
Yes.
But when things happen like this, like you just like it sometimes rolls over really fast. Like the first car being discovered, it starts to roll over very quickly. So
discovered. They just found it.
Yeah, they just found like a fossil. But hopefully that like you can see a lot of like progress over the next couple of years just on like hopefully discovery like spurs a lot of like intrigue. And I don't know, I read about it and I was like,
I think the computer is a really, really good example of like a similar thing because it's like it does start as like, oh, no one's ever going to use this. Like, what is this even for? Blah blah blah. But then it's like it increases exponentially, like the process of everything. Because it's like now we have like what? Because when we grew up, we were always told by our teachers you're never going to have a calculator in your hand, so that's why you need to do addition.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have like smartphones that are more powerful than like the rockets they sent to the moon for the first time.
Yeah,
it's like this is what we have.
That's crazy to think that like our cell phones have like way more computing technology,
like
than
way more processing power.
I mean, people were doing the calculations by hand. Like
that is still
insane
to me that they were using a slide ruler to send somebody to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you know what? Just take this big dart and put a lot of fuel in it and just throw that.
I always think it's crazy that like in 1969, where they when Apollo 11 got sent up and they landed on the moon, that was like a big deal. It was like, wow, I can't believe we did that. Now we could send someone up to the moon and like with very limited ease, and we don't do it at all.
That's the whole thing. It's like that's what always makes me upset is when people are like, "Oh, well, the moon landing was like, why didn't we send it back?" Because it's so cost inefficient. Like, why would you just waste like billions of dollars on this if you're not going to do anything?
Yeah, like the Mars mission is specific for people to go up there and do things.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, aren't we supposed to have like a base on the moon soon or something?
On Mars, I think it's Mars.
No,
next moon mission. Yeah.
It's supposed to be like we're setting up like a formal like base there.
I'm excited for this. Yeah. Okay. So launch is scheduled no earlier than May 2024. Artemis 3 will be a crewed lunar landing. The mission depends on a support mission to place a human landing system in place of a near recliner halo orbit.
So instead of them just like orbiting the moon constantly and like going back up and coming back, they're like actually going to land and stay on the moon.
I like that.
Yeah. Because then I think there are like some ideas of like them like launching rockets from the moon because there's like less gravity, so then you need less fuel, so you can like send them farther and stuff. Yeah, and it's also further away, so you can use it as like a slingshot type thing.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
It's getting pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's getting pretty cool.
I love him. I think we might have talked about it on a podcast, but I definitely talked about it before. I like when at least people take bold shots at something, whether that's like Joe Biden had his whole cancer moonshot program, which seeks to reduce cancer rates down by half or cancer death rates by half by the year. I think it's 2050 or 2025, one of the 2 years. Which like, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I like bold shots at trying to make change.
Like, let's go.
Yeah. So like if it's a bold shot at energy for fusion reactions, if it's a bold shot to get on the moon to see like what that's about or whatnot.
On Mars, like, let's do it.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like I like cool things like that. So the difference between getting to Mars and the moon is absolutely nuts.
It's like wild.
Like you think like when you are in school and you see like them all like all the planets lined up, you're like, oh,
it's a little bit further
Earth to Mars. Like my very excellent mother just served us nachos. Like you're like this is like you're like oh, they're so close by, and then you like read the time difference. It's like oh yeah, take less than a day to get to the moon, and it's like
It takes
like
9 months.
months
to get
like to Mars, and you're like, oh,
It's like that's just travel to
Yeah.
get there, and then it's like probably like an additional like month to like actually land on it by the time
Yeah.
you get there.
because even if you like look at how long it takes to get to Venus,
Yeah,
it's like 109 days
yeah, to get to
Wow.
Venus, and then
to get to Venus from Earth is 109 days.
it's way closer.
Yeah,
but Mars is like significantly farther away.
yeah,
Yeah.
Let's see.
Which sucks because Venus would be so much easier to go to, but it's like the worst planet.
Well,
ever.
yeah, trip will take 7 months.
Yeah,
300
7 months.
million miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It would take the Earth one. Oh wait, sorry, this was a whole different.
Oh, you're getting into some deep stuff.
Yeah.
Right there. You're like, whoa, hang
Yeah.
on.
Hold on, out of my league here.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we got started on this rundown. But like, I don't know, it'd be cool. And imagine you can put like a fusion reactor in like a back of a freaking like, oh, you could have like, you know, those like, what do they call the ship for Guardians of the Galaxy? You just have like a nice little ship like that with a fusion reaction happen. That thing would be so fast.
Yeah, well, that's something that would then, because I mean, fusion, because it's so clean and so powerful, like there's no reason to like literally not be using it.
Yeah.
Hyperspace drives.
What did you just say?
He's talking about the thing from Star Wars. That, like,
So hyper speed
Oh,
or space
sugar.
like, so
Hyperspeed.
so yeah, I mean,
Hyperspeed.
Hyperdrive.
it's a hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive. Okay.
Damn, not even getting your own references right. What are we doing here?
Oops.
But
Raj is off today.
OMG, no thoughts.
yeah, you did have an 8-hour shift before this.
Yeah.
So.
Woohoo.
You worked.
Bro.
Congratulations.
But yeah.
That's just a little fun story I thought I'd share. I'll share the link down in the description below.
It's so cool.
You should check it out.
Like, it's so cool.
And this could be something that just like dies out in half a second, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they just try to keep pushing. Like it's a fraction of the second they got a tiny star for. Now do you make it a couple seconds?
Yeah, it's like then you need to like slowly start to see, because then it's like, because first it's gonna be about like, okay, well, how much can we produce? How can we just make this work
Yeah.
efficiently? And then it's like, okay, well then how can we compact it? How do we make it smaller? How do we make it more efficient?
And then Big Oil decides to, start sabotaging a little bit.
Oh god.
Well, unfortunately, I think the common thought among young people is that we shouldn't be using oil. So if they keep having old people die off and new people
Well,
coming in, then
Young blood in.
Let's hope it lasts long enough.
well, we had the first Gen Z
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
governor,
Congressperson,
yeah, governor come in.
Isn't he like nuts though?
Is he?
I'm unsure. I just know he's Gen Z.
Yeah.
I do know he's Gen Z, but
Which is, kind of makes me feel like old.
yeah, it's like, oh god.
It's also Maryland. Like they don't.
Oh, it's Maryland. Yeah,
It's whatever.
Yeah, they're always going to be whatever. But
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Any fun plans for Christmas break?
besides sleeping, besides going to the gym, besides eating a lot of food, I don't know. Like, I really don't have like any crazy plans.
Same. I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't have anything either.
Yeah. Okay, so what's going to be on your Christmas dinner plate?
Okay, I think this year we're doing. I just talked to I'm doing Christmas Eve right now.
Okay.
Christmas Eve is crab cakes,
Oh my god. Okay.
prime rib,
Oh.
Brussels sprouts. We'll definitely have homemade bread.
Oh.
Wow, I don't know if we've probably mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That's like what I got right now.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for crab cakes.
That sounds so good. Those crab cakes sound really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about what like special thing, because I know what my aunt wants to do for like this not Thanksgiving, but this Christmas is
Last Thanksgiving I gave you my heart.
I know, right? But what she's gonna do is like we're gonna like she's actually gonna serve like dinner later, but she's gonna have like a ton of appetizers and stuff, and she's gonna like start serving them at like 2. And we're just gonna eat like just a little bit for just so long, and then she's gonna serve dinner, and I'm gonna be like, yes, because I know we're doing like buffalo chicken dip. I know she's gonna be making. She's gonna be making like 2 or 3 different types of like homemade soup. She's gonna be doing like a whole charcuterie.
We'll do
board.
minestrone soup. We always do minestrone soup every year.
Oh yeah, yep. That was like one of the ones she made, and then just like she makes like some of those random things sometimes. Like it'll be like bacon wrapped scallops, or like my cousin will bring like those smoked wings like the other time.
Yeah.
Or it's like some random thing she like found on Pinterest that ends up being like the greatest thing I've ever eaten, and I'm like, why don't you make this all the time? She's like, oh, just making it for Christmas. I just decided to make this.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll update everybody how that goes. I'll bring my my little notebook and write down what my favorite food
Take notes
was.
at dinner.
Exactly.
Have you guys
Click.
Have you guys seen the videos of like on TikTok or Instagram Reels where like the person will pretend to be like a reviewer going to a restaurant and they'll just treat him like a king?
Yes, I have seen those.
I'm like, I want to do that one
Just
time.
walking over with a clipboard.
And he's got some of the most like
Just say
ridiculous.
you're a Yelp reviewer if they press you.
They don't press you though. They're just too concerned.
That's also true.
Just give you everything. They're like, "How's your stay?"
How's your stay? Is it good?
Terrible. I'm shutting you down.
I'm shutting you down.
Oh,
You
no.
health inspector.
You don't know the power of Yelp.
So Raj, I know you don't celebrate Christmas, but last year you did celebrate a little bit of Christmas. So
Yeah.
What
Are you
is
going to
the
be
name
celebrating Christmas?
But I knew the name of one thing, and it was a pierogi. I don't know what the name of.
So
any
that's
other food.
Polish.
Yeah, they eat pierogies for Christmas.
I know. I'm
I
just
was
saying
like,
that.
yeah.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that's a Polish dish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay.
I know.
So what is going to be on the Christmas Day table?
If I knew what the other things were called, I would say. I
Okay,
don't know.
so we know that we got pierogi. Those are kind of fire.
Pierogies on lock.
Were they just the potatoes, or were they like
They
potatoes,
had like
onions,
several.
cheese?
They had potatoes. They had
A pierogi
they had,
platter.
like a meat one. I forget what was in it. There was a third one too, but I honestly don't remember.
Because usually it's like the pierogi. It's like the potatoes on the inside, and it's like mixed with other things.
Yeah.
The pierogies that are really good are just the ones that have the cheddar cheese and the onions in them. And the mashed
Oh yeah, that was it.
Those ones are fire. Or they have like the sausage too.
I don't think there was a sausage one.
But hey, you'll have to update us. Keep notes.
Yeah, you should pretend to be a reviewer too.
Okay.
Why are you saying this like it's a Herculean task? Just to remember the food you eat.
Because the names are super complicated.
Oh god, boo-hoo. The names are so complicated. It's gonna be like
You're
borscht.
so
I'll
overworked.
try.
You're
I'll
so
try.
overworked.
I know, right? Pierogi. It's so hard to remember.
Okay, that was easy.
God, you're the worst.
A bunch of cakes. That was another thing.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Cake. So
Just cake.
Such a great description.
Yeah.
That was really helpful. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I'm picturing just like a clear cake.
Mhm.
It's like there's just nothing about it.
Yeah.
It's just cake.
Yeah, I'm going to my girlfriend's house for Christmas Day, so it'll depend what's on the menu there. But I also go to my dad's place before that, so he might make filet, which is always good.
Oh, I wish. Oh, damn. Because if we get back for, because my aunt that lives in Jersey, they always do beef Wellington
Yeah,
on Christmas.
We've
Oh
done-
my God, it's so good.
it's very good. Yeah,
It's so good.
yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of like steak type, like beef
Yeah.
all the time. I'm more of a other type of meat person, but
Yes.
well cooked and good, I enjoy.
Yes, I am 100% on board with you. I'm not always the biggest steak person, but like a great steak on like Christmas.
Yeah.
God,
Like a good example is like if I was to cook my own dinner, I'd much rather cook a pork chop than a
pork chop,
steak.
or like chicken.
Yeah,
Rather
than steak.
Yeah.
Um, But like when people cook it very well and they have certain sauces, like I went to Capitol Grill with my girlfriend for our anniversary,
Ooh.
and I had like a T-bone steak that was like
It had,
really,
like the demi glace.
Yeah.
Whatever the.
and I
so
had like a shallot sauce on it, and it was like
come
out of
on.
this world. Yeah,
Come on, that's so good.
that's like when I appreciate steak, but like I'm not just gonna like throw a steak on my
I
skillet
would,
for
like,
dinner one
make my
night.
own steak, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the beef ones is so because they do it like the right way, where it's like they have like the crepe,
Yeah,
and then it's like the duxelle or whatever, the mushrooms,
Mhm.
and it's like with the mustard.
Yeah.
and it's like it's so good.
it's weird to think too. It's just pretty much like bread and steak.
It's really not
And you're
that
just like-
special, but it's like oh my
It's
god,
good. I can't get. How do you eat your steak?
medium rare.
Medium rare. I can't get it. Like it looks like it's bleeding.
So that's not blood.
I know it's not blood.
Okay,
But like I just have never ate. Like my mom eats her steak like well done,
oh
and,
my
like-
god,
and my dad eats it like
stop it.
maybe medium rare, mostly medium. So like I'm a very medium individual.
I can take medium. I won't chirp you. I will chirp you for well done though. That's like eating a tire. There's
I don't eat it well done. I will only ask for a medium well if I know they're prone to undercooking.
That's fair.
Like at the diner, and I'll be
Gotcha.
like, because I know that my medium well will be rounded down to a medium.
So you're just ordering a medium.
Yeah.
just a different way.
Yeah,
I see.
but No medium rare, especially people who eat their food rare. They're psychopaths. I don't know how they do.
I don't know how they do that. Where it's like it might as well be cold. Like I don't know what.
My grandparents like rare, and I'm just like,
yeah, I don't really know how they do that. Yeah, it's like it's something. Yeah, blue steak. Yeah, it's that.
Huh?
It's like it's literally just like it's slightly cooked on the outside, and then it's just literally raw on the inside.
yeah,
Which is like like oh, you can eat it, it's still fine. Like I understand that, but actually the stuff that's really good when it's cooked like that is like tuna, where it's just cooked on the outside, but it's still raw on the inside. And it does actually have like more of like a steak consistency, which is really good. The pepper tuna.
We might have talked about this on the pod. Have you guys ever had swordfish?
Yes, I've had it one time.
So good.
Oh my god,
elite.
We talked about it like I think a few months ago, and we all decided one day we're just gonna ball out and go to that place.
Oh yeah, just go to some crazy steakhouse.
Just go for my 21st.
Oh yeah, no, we'll bring the tripod.
Yeah,
we'll bring
a food review.
A food review. Yeah.
Oh, what? We're getting free food.
We're not getting free food. They're gonna tell us to either get out or put it away. So,
and then we'll say we'll shut you down on Yelp.
Oh my god!
We're gonna post this review on the Washed Athlete podcast.
They're gonna be like, "Do it. We don't care. Celebrities come here. You think we care about your opinion?"
Yeah.
But yes,
wouldn't end up well for us.
Right. Not in this place.
Oh my god!
But hopefully we have some like fire like Christmas break, Christmas Day plans, foods, and everything like that. I was gonna do like a little like Christmas food draft, but I just feel like Christmas food is just good food. There's not really you don't have a specific niche.
I see that would be a very two-sided draft.
Well, it's also very similar to Thanksgiving food.
Oh, okay.
Except for like ham.
Yeah, like but
turkey.
like you could put like steak. Like your draft would just be like a bunch of popular meats that people eat. Yeah, good food. Yeah, it's just like quality good food.
There's no real like. I mean, like the only real thing.
Christmas is just cooking more expensive food.
Yeah, like that's kind of like. I mean, I guess a Christmas ham is like the only like maybe traditional thing.
Yeah,
but that's like it's not even like a staple really. It's kind of just like you have like a protein, like a some sort of big protein, and then just like sides.
Yeah,
that's like the Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
it's like a really traditional.
It's gonna be ham.
There's no way you typed in a really traditional in Google. Like that would make a difference at all. Whatever.
I found the history.
Soup is always like soup's a lock though. Soup's a lock. Bread is always a lock. But like that's again traditional. Like you go to a steakhouse and you get bread and whatnot for your meals. Yeah. So hopefully have some good stories for Christmas Eve. Not Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. We always just do a ton of appetizers all day. We don't even.
That's the best.
We don't even cook. We don't even cook dinner. We just like mozzarella sticks, like layer dip, like chips. Guac, wings, just like all day, and then just like
all finger food.
Keep it in some Sternos and just keep it warm like the entire night.
That is
like the 2 a.m. wings hit different.
Oh my god, because they're not hot, but they're still like room temperature. They're a little bit crispy because they've been sitting on there,
and you're just like tired, and
you're just munching on them because it's like dark because you like don't want to turn the lights on, but you're just sitting there just munching on them.
The after New Year's leftovers go crazy at my house. So many leftover foods. You're just eating them for days.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
I will be the first one to admit, like there's a lot of times where I will just pick appetizers over main courses, like many times.
They're just better, and you get more stuff most of the time.
They just are better.
Yeah,
like, they just are.
Like they're worse for you, but
they're so bad for you. Don't get me wrong, but like there's so many good appetizers that's just like I want them all.
100% agree.
Do you have any thoughts on appetizers, Raj?
They're good.
Why are you looking up the history of Christmas?
We did do an appetizer tier list.
Be a little educated.
We did do an appetizer tier list a while ago, so if you want to go look at that, check out. Yeah, that was one of our best tier lists. It was like there's some hard hitters. I mean, I think I made an A+ tier because like I needed to because there were just so many. There were just so many good appetizers, and I couldn't just all put them in like one tier. So,
do you want to go to Applebee's?
We'll have this conversation off the pod.
Well, that'll be off pod.
Off air. But before we can transition to a whole new story, I wanted to get a quick
let's go tomorrow.
Wanted to get a quick MCAT update up in here. Raj, we are officially 1 month away from the MCAT.
Oh yeah, we are.
A little under 1 month. What are the thoughts? Give us your we were like training for a big fight right now.
Well, no, I got to interview you too. Then.
Okay, yeah, you can do an interview.
So we got about 1 month out until the big event, the MCAT. Raj, you right now are the starting point guard for the Washed Athletes. How do you believe you're going to be able to lead your team and really run that point guard position during this very, very intense event?
I'm either playing like Russell Westbrook or Steph, no in between.
Is that it?
It is what it is. At this point, I'm so burnt out. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
I think I'll provide some more insightful answers.
Okay, so next we have shooting guard Justin Curtis. You've been putting up some numbers this season. Really historic season for you.
On a historic pace, yeah.
On a historic pace, you've really got a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams on your shoulders. You're looking like you're going to carry the team instead of Raj for the washed athletes. Because we had some very interesting point guard play from him, but I think you'll be able to put up some numbers. What do you have to say going into this?
Yeah, so I think, we had a slight setback this week. Ankle kind of went out under me, so we had kind of had to sit the bench a little bit. So, we had to work back into shape a little bit these next couple of days, really go full game speed until we really hit full training, go into this fight, right? Like, I got to knock a hard, good fighter on the other side who's looking to throw some curveballs. He's got a nice, nasty uppercut sometimes. The chem section, sometimes you don't know what they're going to throw you. Like, might throw you a flying kick, a flying knee, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm really working on my counter defense, really working on blocking those hits, really trying to pin them on the ground in the bio and psych and so section, So just really time to, work on the details, really grind in.
Okay, and have you guys put any thought into the trash talk that the MCAT has been putting forward, saying that this test is basically impossible and that no one is going to pass it, or is this just bulletin board material for you guys?
I mean, you put it on your wall, right? You kind of like how recently Michael Parsons was talking trash on the Eagles. I'm focusing on the next practice exam. I'm not focusing on the main exam right now. So we can talk all the trash at once, but I'm focused on the next practice exam, the next flashcard, the next practice material. Yeah. I'm not focused on the big event, right? Yeah, we got stepping stones right here.
Got it.
LeBron was down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So, sounds like these two are getting geared up for this. This has been not Sports Center going at you with this interview. It's exclusive Watched Athlete interview on how they feel about the MCAT coming up.
That was a great segment.
That was a great improv.
That
was a good job.
So as you can tell, we're jumping over here just a bunch of different random things that we had on our minds for this one. But I have a funny cop story.
Okay. So you need to start by saying who is involved, when, where this was, and before you even do anything, is this a good outcome or a bad outcome?
Outcome's unknown.
Oh my god!
It does not involve me. I did not get in trouble.
Okay.
So I'm walking. So I'm going to my staff meeting. It's at 9:30 p.m. William Pitt Union, our university campus, and I'm walking there, and all I see is there's these cop cars all over the place, and there's also a truck loading some materials into Starbucks right on Fifth Avenue, which is a really big road, really 4 lanes wide. So I was like, okay, I bet these cops are here. I've never seen this happen before, but I was like, I bet the cops are here just to stop traffic around this car so it can really just unload. I don't know if they had issues before with getting those shipments in. So I was like, okay, that's what the cops are there for. But there was quite a bit of them. But, I was just doing my thing. I'm not going to go up and be like, why are you guys here? It's not my business. So I just kind of vibed, did my thing, kept walking. And all of a sudden, this guy starts hauling ass through the middle of the William Pitt Union Plaza, full, I'm dead sprint, Usain Bolt in the 2008 Olympics, speed. And I was like, interesting. I was like, I wonder what he's running to. And I looked around the corner. I was like, should I be running to something? I was why are you running? Free food? And is there an event going on? And all of a sudden, a cop comes scorching behind him on his radio, I got a white marriage. Chasing this guy down.
Serious?
Yeah, right in front. I was really right in front of the William Pitt Union, about to walk in the door, and this guy comes screaming through the quad. And the cop was losing. He was not going to catch this guy, so he really needed some backup.
Yeah.
But I was just in a dumb shot. I was just like, what did I just watch? Cause I was convinced. I've never seen
it's just a foot pursuit.
Yeah, right through the middle of our campus.
What? You forgot to swipe into Kathy. You forgot to wear a mask.
Definitely wasn't a student.
It definitely wasn't a. Okay, so we know wasn't a student, was running through Pitt's campus for some reason. So wait, so you were walking on Fifth, and so then
I was walking through the quad.
Okay, so you're walking towards Fifth or towards Fourth?
Towards Fifth, but with the intent of going to the cathedral. No, going to William Pitt Union.
Oh, okay.
On the Fifth side.
Yeah.
So the road for our audio listeners, for our visual watchers, we are there's a big road, and then right in a little bit off of that road, there's a little plaza, and then there's a big building I was trying to go into. Okay. So you're separated by a little. I don't know what the great analogy is, but essentially I walked through a bunch of an academic space near a building, but it was off of a main road, and that's where the cops were. And then they were on the road, kind of parked, and then through the quad, through the little plaza thing, this guy just came screaming by, like sprinting.
Was he like? Was he running towards where the cops were or away from?
Away.
Okay.
It was clearly like a foot. It was so strange. I just never had seen anything like. I've never really seen cops in like action against someone before.
Yeah.
And it was just like it threw me off. I was like,
what was he like? What could he have done that he needs to then run?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like, did he steal something?
I don't know. And there was a lot of them too, like in the area. But it was just so funny seeing this guy like full arm like pumping, and like I mean, it's a campus, so like there's very commonly like runners that come through the space,
but they're not like running,
not like dead sprint through the quad. It was just like it really threw me off, and then to see the cop.
Are you drawing this out? This is hilarious.
Actually, it's pretty good.
All right, so we'll let him go there. But so yeah, like what?
There's definitely not a fountain.
The little circle thing.
Oh, okay.
So like what?
Don't know the outcome. I just like walked into the space. I was like, I'm not going to deal with this.
Okay, so then now we have to think about what he could have done. Like,
yeah,
what could he possibly have done that? But it's only one cop that's running after him.
My guess, as bad as it sounds, is some type of like stalking, harassment type of deal, where like he was, where this person was making somebody uncomfortable and like wasn't abiding by like being escorted out or something like that.
Okay, so it's either that or I was thinking maybe he parked illegally and then was getting like the cop was like giving him a ticket and he got pissed at the cop and then the cop tried to then detain him.
Or what about if it was a traffic stop, turned weed in car, turned into I'm gonna run because somehow these make my odds better.
Somehow because I'm just leaving my car here that they can't just find where I live.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so let's put that in.
So our visual watchers, Rye showing up a map, unsure about the quality that you can see on camera. I can see it. It's a little bit far away, but I'll point real quick. So this is, yeah, Raj got a little bit off, but that's okay. So,
my bad. Not drawn to scale.
So right here, no, the wrong area. So right here is where I was standing. I was trying to go into this building right here. So he comes screaming by over here, like right as I was about to walk in. So then I watched it again. I was genuinely like, should I be running too?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm either missing something, like the president is here and I need to go like also be there.
Yeah. Or you need to be running from something.
Yeah. Or I was like, damn, like I'm going to die. Yeah. And then to see the cop and I was like, he doesn't look like he's got this handle.
Was the cop fit or no?
I mean, he was a more fit cop than you typically see, but like, I mean, this looked like a pretty in shape gentleman who was like definitely in better shape than a cop, especially with equipment weighing him down.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So like, I mean, I kind of needed to be like, "Hey, buddy, you want help tracking him down? Like, I can rip a few real quick."
So funny. He just turns around, Justin's just flying past this cop and is just hauling him down. But then you just run next to him. You don't do anything. You're just like looking at him.
Past the cheetah signs.
You chop block the cop.
So yeah, Justin just runs up, and just dives at the dude's legs, and just.
Justin just gets a pancake.
Let's go. You're the full AI step over.
Yeah, but no, it was a very like surreal experience just seeing that happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was just I was like I shouldn't be here. I just walked up and all my staff members there, just like I just watched an active like police chase.
It's like, yeah, you did.
And they were like, what, right through Pitt's campus? And I was like,
yep, just literally right over there.
Yeah, right through it.
Typical damn Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like that's the kind of stuff that like you just don't get on like other college campuses where it's like we are like in a city still, mm-hmm. So it's like it doesn't like obviously the campus itself I don't think feels like any more unsafe than like any other college campus. But it's like you just get like random things that happen where it's like, what is that?
Like, what the hell? Side quest. You're an NPC.
Yeah, you get the NPCs that just wander through Pittsburgh. It's just like, okay, I guess we just have to interact with you now. That's just like, there's no way half of them are real people. Like, there's just no possible way. Like, I remember the one time there was, I forget where I think it was when we were driving past, you know how they have like the seesaws over there?
Yeah.
There was like a dude just standing on one of the seesaws. Yeah. Like just standing on it. And there was no one else around him. Like what are you doing?
He's waiting to give someone a quest. He's a side
quest. It's like where you walk up and it's like one of those NPCs where like they're looking away and then they look back and like zooms in on their face and it's like, hello, would you like a side quest? Like, oh my god, I swear. It's weird. I don't know why that like it's and that's in like every major city. Like if you go to New York City, you will find everybody there's an NPC.
Probably be worse.
It'll be so much worse. New York is ridiculous, but even in Pittsburgh, it is a smaller city, but you still will get just the weirdest interactions.
Me and someone in my building right now have been seeing each other like almost every single day, like everywhere for like multiple times a day for no reason. And one of us is convinced one of us is an NPC.
Yes, it's like you're definitely not real.
Yeah, like one of us is like not is like an NPC.
It's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. It's been like 5 times a day, like for multiple days in a row, and I'm just like, why?
Like, do we have the same schedule? Like, how does
We don't.
Yeah, but somehow you just see them everywhere.
I did too for a while. Like I saw this same dude every day in my classes. It was so weird.
Yeah, or like even
and now he's on a podcast with you. It's really strange.
Yeah, it is strange.
But also, you would have had to show up to classes for it to be really real.
Oh, yeah,
let me rephrase. A month of class.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Now the truth comes out.
Now the truth comes out.
I don't care. Everyone can know that I stopped going to class after a month.
Everyone does know. We talk about it every single podcast.
Literally every pod.
Does anyone have anything else?
I don't think so.
Kenny Pickett got destroyed, but that's
Well, we'll talk about
Save
that
for
this
another
week in
time.
sports.
No, I'll talk about that this week in sports. But with that being said, I think it's going to end this episode of the Washed Athlete podcast. You'll be seeing this on December 19th when it comes out. So we hope everyone has a happy holidays. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
And I think it'll be Happy New Year. I don't know if we'll have an episode out before then. So
we'll see.
if we don't talk to you before then,
Happy 2023.
Happy 2023. And we'll get another episode about some of that kind of stuff. So it's been the Washed Athlete podcast. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, do all the things, share.
For not coming on.